Okay, something absolutely massive is happening in Hollywood. And it's not a new camera or a new superstar director. It's a whole new kind of intelligence. For years, AI was just a sci-fi idea we saw in the movies. Well, now, it's a powerful force that's completely rewriting the rules of how movies get made. So today, let's unpack what this new tech really means for the silver screen.
Just look at this. You're seeing a young Harrison Ford, right? But this isn't some lost footage from the archives. This is AI-powered de-aging, a technology that can literally peel decades off an actor in a way that's, well, almost seamless. And this isn't just a fancy special effect. It's proof right in front of our eyes of how AI is starting to blur the lines between what's real and what's even possible in movie making.
So let's talk about the good stuff first. How is this technology actually helping filmmakers? Because it's not just about flashy visuals. It's about fundamentally changing who gets to tell stories and how they get to tell them. For the longest time, making a big, beautiful-looking movie was pretty much a game for major studios only. You needed deep pockets. Well, AI is starting to change that. It's democratizing the whole process, putting these incredibly powerful tools into the hands of indie creators, people who just a few years ago could only dream of this kind of production value. So how exactly does it work? Well, for starters, AI saves a ton of money and time. Think about the incredible visual effects in Everything Everywhere All at Once. You're not going to believe this, but AI tools helped a tiny VFX team, just 5 people, pull that off on an indie budget. All that tedious work like rotoscoping, which used to take artists forever, can now be done in minutes. AI can also sharpen up old, fuzzy footage, help brainstorm new story ideas, and even make it way easier to prep a film for audiences all over the world. It's a game changer. I think the technologist Philip Hodgetts really nails it with this quote. The point isn't that AI is here to compete with artists. The idea is that it's here to amplify them. It's like giving a painter a superpowered paintbrush that takes care of all the boring stuff so they can just focus on their vision.
But, and you knew there was a but, it's not all sunshine and streamlined workflows. Whenever a technology this powerful comes along, it brings some very real fears with it. So what's the potential downside to all this new magic?
This is it. This is the big question that hangs over every single conversation about AI in art. If a machine can write, edit, and create jaw-dropping visuals, where does that leave the human filmmaker? It's that ghost in the machine that has a lot of people in the industry feeling, pretty nervous.
And this quote from an editor really gets to the heart of it. The fear isn't just about jobs disappearing. It's about losing serendipity, those happy accidents that are so crucial to creativity. The worry is that if AI organizes everything perfectly, we might lose out on those accidental discoveries, and the art itself could become a little too predictable.
And the challenges here are both practical and ethical. You've got the very real risk of job displacement for roles that can now be automated. There's the huge danger of algorithmic bias. An AI trained on old movies might just keep repeating old stereotypes. Then you have the absolute legal minefield around copyright. And maybe the scariest of all, the idea that AI could push us toward a future of safe, data-driven, formulaic movies.
So we've got these two very different pictures, right? AI as this amazing liberator, and AI as this existential threat. But what if the future isn't one or the other? What seems to be emerging is a third path, a partnership, a whole new way of making films, together. So the big fear is that AI is here to replace us, but the reality that's starting to take shape is that it's here to augment us. The machine isn't the director. It's more like the most powerful, efficient assistant director you could ever imagine. It's about handing off the grunt work so that the artist has more time, more energy to focus on what really matters: the story, the emotion, the soul of the film. And here's what that collaboration looks like in the real world. Step 1. The AI does all the heavy lifting. It transcribes hours of dialogue, sorts thousands of clips, all that prep work. Step 2. The human editor, now freed from all that manual labor, can focus on the truly human part, crafting the narrative, finding the emotional heartbeat of a scene. And then step 3, the AI comes back in to help with the technical stuff, like a first pass on color balancing, or generating all the different versions you need for streaming. Okay, so when you put all of this together, the good, the bad, and the collaborative, what does the future of the movie business actually look like? Are we really standing on the edge of a total reinvention? Chris Valenzuela, the CEO of Runway, he has a name for this new era: Hollywood 2.0. And that's such a powerful way to put it, right? It suggests this isn't just some small update. This is a fundamental rewiring of the entire industry's operating system.
So in the end, it all comes down to a balancing act. On one side, you have this incredible promise of a more open, efficient, and wildly innovative industry. But on the other, you've got the very real peril of losing that human touch, that authenticity. The path forward isn't about picking a side. It's about being smart and developing these tools thoughtfully to make sure technology always serves the storyteller and not the other way around.
And that really leaves us with one final massive thought to chew on. As these tools get more and more powerful, the technical hurdles to creating amazing things will just disappear. The how of making a movie is becoming easier every day. So the real challenge for the filmmakers of Hollywood 2.0 is going to be about the what and the why. When you have almost infinite possibility at your fingertips, the most human choice you can make is deciding which stories actually matter, which stories truly need to be told.